Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I want to give you a guide to the Underspire. Now, the Underspire is a really good guaranteed source of some really nice rewards in the game if you can spare the time and indeed the gems to get it done. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can navigate the Underspire, save some gems at the same time. I'm going to tell you when to use your lanterns, when to use your torches instead, what are the best rewards to pick up. But the first thing I'll go over is basically the rule of 7 and 6. This is really important in the Underspire. Now, the rule of 7 and 6 is all to do with the main path. The main path is the path that we start on and is the one that leads us to the keystone. And each keystone will lead us to another keystone. This is called the main path. So all the keystones are going to link up towards the end. This is our main path. Now, that's the rule of basically 7, and each keystone says that each keystone will be no more than 7 battles away from the next one. That's the rule of 7. When you find the keystone, the next keystone will always be 7 battles away from the next one on the main path. So you can actually use this to actually navigate the Underspire and hopefully save some gems. Now, the rule of 6 basically says that off of the main path there'll be alternate routes. Like this is the main path here. I'll start again. So we found the keystone. We know the keystone is here. But I didn't actually find the keystone first. I found the dragon first, which is up here. So using a little bit of logic, now we know the rule of 6, which basically says that off of a fork of the main path, the dragon will be no more than 6 battles away off of that fork of the main path. So this is the main path. Start again. Main path, which leads us this way. Remember, I did actually go this way first to the dragon, but because I know that the dragon cannot be more than 6 battles away off of that fork of the main path, I knew that this couldn't be the main path this way because it's too many battles. This had to be the main path this way, and I went down this way, turn right, and here we have the next keystone. So let's get this battle done. Now, a couple of things you should do every single day without fail. Let's just get this battle done hopefully nice and quickly. And how difficult the Underspire is will depend upon luck. The restriction obviously depends upon what troops you can call upon and whether it will make it easy or hard. But we'll now go through this keystone, and you cannot go through the keystone until you find and defeat the dragon. The way this worked out for me is I found the dragon first, but it can work out the other way. You can stumble across the keystone first, and if it's not unlocked, it will be bound, it will be sort of surrounded by a locked thing, and you cannot go through it until you find and defeat the dragon. But like I said earlier, due to the rule of 7 and 6, I knew the keystone had to be this way. So another thing you should do every single day without fail is basically buy 2 sets of the torches. Buy the set for 50 gems and then the set for 100 gems. Do this at least on the first few days of Underspire. The cool thing about lanterns as opposed to torches is lanterns never expire. You can actually store up your lanterns if you decide to do so. Torches, however, do reset at the end of Underspire, so don't buy any more than what you need, but at least Monday to Thursday I'll suggest just buy the 50 set for 50 gems and then the set for 100 gems. Generally, unless you get unbelievably lucky, you are going to need to do this to make sure you reach the end, because it's certainly worth getting through to the end. So we've gone along our main path, we've stumbled across the first keystone, and we've defeated the first boss. But let's go over what that first boss gave us as rewards. So the first boss I already defeated was Garnetalin, and it gives you 100 writs and 1 lesser orb of glory as the bonus rewards. Now, if you use a lantern, you get double rewards, and I suggest never ever using your lantern on anything else apart from these boss fights. So if we use a lantern here, we would get 200 writs and 2 lesser orbs of glory, but it depends upon what you need in the game, because better rewards are indeed ahead. So we've just gone past that keystone, and we have the option of going down or going right. Now, don't be disgruntled if you just happen to go the, in quotes, wrong way. Like if we headed up here, done this battle, continued upwards, done several battles and came to a dead end, there's no way you could have known that at this point, because it's just pure luck. In fact, I think the game is kind of designed like this. If you went this way first of all and went up and done 4 or 5 battles and came to a dead end, I'm pretty sure that if you didn't go that way and you went this way instead, quite often you would have done 4 or 5 battles and come to a dead end, and this way would have happened to be the right way. This seems to be the way the game goes. I've done so many Underspires, and there's like no way these 50-50 chances can be just so conveniently wrong all the time. It's just something you have to get used to in Underspire. It kind of feels like it was designed to be this way, so everybody spends roughly the same amount of gems every single time if they get to the end, give or take. So don't be disgruntled if you just happen to go the, in quotes, wrong way when you get an option like this. There's literally no way of knowing, so just take your choice and see what happens. So as the map begins to unfold, I technically have 3 options here. I can go down, I can go right along here, where I then have a choice of going up or down. But the thing to remember here is, always remember that rule of 7, which basically says that the next keystone can never be more than 7 battles away from the last one. The thing is, we still don't know if it's this way or not, but you should become committed to one route. Basically negate that as a possibility, but if you get to 7 battles and you still haven't found a keystone, you know you're going the wrong way. So next battle, and we've got an interesting situation now, because this keystone here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If the next room along here isn't a dragon, we know it can't be that way. Same for this one. So pot of luck, what do? Pot of luck, let's go down. Going down is fun, so let's try it here. Don't really need that, but we'll take it anyway just because it's there. It's kind of the same as that in a way. That's right. Let's got our angry bear up. Just need a little bit more brown to get the job done. And kaboosh them all out of there. And see if we went the right way or not. We did. So that was a real bit of luck, because it could have easily been that way. It's like, this is the way Underspire goes. Some way you get lucky, some ways you don't. But we now know we are going the correct way. This is the main path. So we're going to go this way. So now we know that the next dragon cannot be more than 6 battles off the fork off of the main path. So this is not a fork, but this potentially is. So it could be this way. This is also part of the main path, so it could be down here. So we just have to now just like take a choice and try and find that dragon. But we can't continue along the main path until we find that dragon. So we make our choice and we continue. I think I'm going to try this way first. Right, so a few battles later, and I've came to this little junction here where we can see we've got 2 dead ends. Never do these kind of battles. They're kind of a waste, really, just no point whatsoever. But we are interested in these ones, but not just yet. You can pick up a sentinel troop from these if you get very, very lucky. But we can see we can go no further down here, so this is not the correct route to try and find the dragon to the keystone. Now we know this is the main path along here, and this is one of the forks we are going down here. So off the forks, remember, the dragon will be no more than 6 battles off of that fork, off of the main path. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the room after this is not the dragon, even if the path continues, we know we are going the wrong way. So let us do this battle and see if we are going the wrong way or not. Have we got any yellow? Have we got any brown? No, we haven't. We'll just do that like that then. So be it. Need a bit more yellow, won't get the other one charged up so we can cast them back to back if you don't wipe out straight away. And get the job done. Thank you very much. And what is the next room? And there it is, we've found the next dragon. This is Emeraldrin, and for this you get 1 Imperial Deed and 1 Epic Vault Key. This is a pretty decent reward from this if you got lanterns built up, if you've just come to Underspire. If you don't have time to play Underspire every week, just come and collect the lantern from the merchant geezer at the beginning every single time without fail, and then just build them up, and then you can spend them later on when you've got time to finish your Underspire or go deep into it at least. I mean, this is an easy one to get. You can do this without spending any more gems on Underspire. You just use the free battles and you can reach and defeat Emeraldrin pretty comfortably, and you can spend that lantern and get 2 of those Imperial Deeds and 2 Epic Vault Keys. That's pretty good. So let's fight him. I'm not going to use my lantern on this right now, but you certainly can do. Imperial Deeds are a very important resource in the game. But what's important and what is better to each person depends upon what each person needs. It's like, if you're low on Imperial Deeds, it's become an important thing to you. If you've got stacks of them and you need the Orbs of Glory instead, or the major Orbs of Glory and things like that, then they'll be more important to you. So you use your lanterns on them instead. So there we go. We got a keystone, 20 emeralds, 1 imperial deed, 1 epic vault key from Emma Valdrin, and those rewards would be doubled if we had used our lantern, but we didn't. We chose not to on this occasion. But each to their own on that, and there's the keystone. It's unlocked, and we can now continue along that main path and see where it leads to. So let's just do one more battle, and then we'll pause the video and then move on to the next day. And we have no choice but to continue down right now, but we'll do some of that tomorrow. Right, so it's now Wednesday. We've received the extra 3 torches, and I've gone into the shop and bought the 50 and 100 gems worth of extra torches. So let's do some more battles and see how the map pans out. So a few fights later, we've unlocked these paths here, but following the rule of 7 and 6, but the rule of 7 applies to the keystones linking up with each other and having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights this way, and the same applies this way. If the next fight up here isn't the keystone, then I know I'm going the wrong way. This is one thing you have to remember. Throughout the Underspire, just follow these rules and you will be able to save yourself, hopefully, some significant gems. I forgot what I was doing then. What am I doing? Trying to get brown or yellow. This is good. And we'll get that just because it's there. Actually, that was a mistake. This is a good tip. Because no other people use brown in my team, I'd have been better off doing this on that row, taking out all those brown. I mean, luckily I've gone back anyway, because I need 3 casts to wipe out normally, but only 2 on this occasion. But basically, be wary of that sort of thing. And as we can see, we went the right way. So this is good. We can do this fight now, knowing this is the correct path, but we still have to find that cheeky dragon. Let's just do another quick battle here. Might as well take this, since I've got nothing better to do with the move. King Macau, just take out lots of brown and yellow, and you cast, and hopefully you'll get another one charged again. And if you have to cast 3 times, like I have here, you can actually get it done pretty quickly, unless I'm used to use this to finish off. Right, so we've unlocked or reached the keystone, but now it's not actually unlocked. We can't actually go beyond this now. We need to find the dragon. So this is the main path this way. So from here we can come down to here. We know the dragon can't be this way because it's a dead end. It could be this way. This is a fork off the main path, or it could be this way because it's a fork off the main path. So which one is it going to be? I'll do a few fights and I'll come back and I'll tell you in a minute. So now I've opened this path along and to the left here, and going by the rule of 6, this is the main path. This is the fork off the main path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the next battle isn't the dragon, we know we're going the wrong way. But getting quite a good bit of luck with this Underspire so far, and as we can see, it was the right way. So we can fight this dragon. I'm not going to use a lantern for this. I kind of recommend not to use a lantern for this. The rewards aren't great. Just the orb of wisdom and some gem keys. Totally not worth a lantern. So let's do a completely normal fight and bank those rewards and see that keystone get unlocked. And with that dragon defeated, we pick up the keystone, 20 sapphires and the orb of wisdom. Like I say, totally not worth one of your lanterns. Keystone unlocked. And there it is. So moving on to the next day, it's now Thursday. Got our 3 torches and still got 3 dragons to find, so may as well just buy those bundles of torches straight away because we are absolutely going to need them. Now, one thing about the main path, as we know, the main path links up all the different keystones. If we go back to this one and follow the route forward, one other thing to remember is the main path never doubles back on itself. So what this means is, I know that the main path is not that way, obviously, because it's a dead end, but I absolutely know that it is this way now, because we do have a branch going off, excuse me, this way here, but I can pretty much ignore this now because the reason is because the main path does not double back on itself, it goes one continuous line. I'd have to go back on myself to go this way. So the main path is absolutely now this way, so within 7 battles I will find the next keystone. And continuing to do battles along the main path, we come across the next keystone. Now we've got to find that dragon. Well, I tried going this way first and no luck that way and no luck that way, so we're going to have to go up this way. So up I went, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battle later, we come across the dragon. So let's get this thing defeated and pick up the reward. Well, so just defeated the dragon, I skipped the battle, but as you can see we picked up 20 amethysts, 1 epic vault key, and a orb of glory for defeating Amethyalus there. And obviously if you use your lantern, you will double those rewards. 40 amethysts, 2 epic vault keys, and 2 orbs of glory. But unless you've got plenty of lanterns spare, still recommend saving those lanterns for their major orb of glory. And there's our keystone unlocked, and we can now continue along that main path. As ever though, every single day we've still got 2 of these keystones and 2 dragons to find and defeat, so I'm still going to buy the 50 set of torches and the 100 gem set of torches. So carrying along the continuation of the main path, and when you get to a situation like this where you've got a choice of up or down, you literally cannot know which way is the right way, so don't, beat yourself up if you end up going the wrong way. It's literally a 50-50 chance in this instance, so I think I'll go up. Wrong, let's go down. Right, so the keystone wasn't up because we saw that dead end there, and it was down here. And there it is, and if we go back to the last keystone on the main path and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, indeed 7 battles later to find the next keystone. So this is now the main path. So the fork going off the main path is where the next dragon is going to be. So we have to go this way. So remember as well that once we find the keystone off the main path, this is the main path here, the dragon will be off a fork off the main path. So when you commit to a certain way, don't start going down here then change your mind and say, oh, I'll go back this way, because remember the dragon will be no more than 6 battles off the fork off the main path. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we may as well commit this way, because if the next room after this one isn't the dragon, we know we've gone the wrong way and it's this way. But don't stop going this way and then suddenly decide to go this way, because you're basically just going to be wasting torches. And there we go, by committing to the same path we didn't waste any unnecessary torches, and we found the next dragon. And with Topasaf defeated, we unlock that keystone, pick up 20 topazes, 10 cursed runes, and an orb of ascension. And of course, if you used a lantern instead, you would get double those rewards: 40 topazes, 20 cursed runes, and 2 orbs of ascension. Right, so again we can ignore this part of the map here and continue along the main path trying to find the last keystone. And again, 7 fights from that previous keystone along the main path, we discover the final keystone. So because this is the fork of the main path, we know the dragon is this way. And yep, another nice little bit of luck here. This is the fork off the main path, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th battle is Ruby Wrath. Now this is the one for me that is always worth using a lantern for. Getting 2 major orbs of glory is really good, and that is what you get with this, so I'm absolutely going to use that lantern. So let's just show this battle. It's a bit of a long-winded one, but I've just persevered with the same team. It's probably something better than this, but it's kind of fun to use at the same time, and it's pretty quick once you get it going with a good old King Mikhail. I don't get that just because it's there. Don't need that anymore, so let's start blowing up some gems. We'll take them when they're there for the extra damage, that nice extra enraged damage. Let's blow up some brown, get them charged up again nice and quick. Always good to get both of them charged up if you can, this kind of thing. Get them cast back to back. Should we take that? Might as well. Just going to make sure that they die on the next cast of this. Quite handy as well having the weapon there, the Ruthless Defense. Got a summon. I've had to call upon it once or twice, and the board kind of transpired against me somewhat. What we're going to do here, let's blow up some more gems. I like to sort of just try these teams sometimes, because I do often show teams with no mythic for the benefit of the newer players, and yeah, I sort of kind of put my money where my mouth is sometimes and decide to use those teams, even though technically I could do a much better team, or with more powerful troops, for example. But hey, it's all fun. Come on, we're getting there. See, this is where this comes in handy. Get our summon back in place straight away. No mucking around. Nearly there. Oh, I could have taken that yellow match and a 4 match there, but it's all good. And the job is done. Victory. Now it is the keystone, 40 rubies, double the amount, 2 orbs of chaos, and 2 major orbs of glory. Always use your lantern on this part of the game, on Underspire. Absolutely fantastic rewards and completely worth it. And if you get lucky with these, it's even better. So an orb of minions, I'll take that. And the keystone. Right, so we may as well show this finale battle as well. Let's go over here. Come on. I wish I'd do this thing so it moved a bit faster. You can actually make it move a bit faster by pressing R2. Little shortcut here. If you want to jump to a room, you can actually do that, and then say you want to jump to there. You can press that and I think it's a circle button, and it jumps straight to it. So let's move over here again as a shortcut. Even this bit's a bit clunky though, to be fair. And yeah, the circle button that is on the PlayStation jumps you straight to that place on the map. Right, so here again we have another option to use a lantern. This is a Diamantina, and you get a orb of minions and some Dragonites. You want to double up on that Dragonite, which is always cool, and the orb of minions, and I think some diamonds. You can absolutely do so. So let's do this battle and see what we get. But it's important to concentrate on these battles, because you want to make sure you win them. You do not want to go wasting your valuable resources at this time. So let's just pay a little bit of attention to what we're doing. Make sure we don't mess up. That's a nice handy little start though on the damage. Didn't quite get the mana surge that I wanted to get the immediate back-to-back cast. We are enraged, so we're doing extra damage with King Mikhail. Yeah, you can do that. I don't mind. Oh, that was a mistake. See, that was a waste. I've done that thing. I've got to do a video on when not to do extra turns, and that was literally one of them. I had brown there. I just took it by default because it was there. I didn't have any other troops using brown. I've been far better off casting King Mikhail and taking out those gems at the bottom, which would have given him some mana. Because you do this, you take out brown, and it helps charge him up again. That's one down. Let's work on the other one. Let's take out some brown and yellow at the same time. Blow up the board, see if we can pick up some nice quick mana. That wasn't too bad. We'll grab that because we're going to get a nice cheeky skull whack on her there. Take that and party. Oh, he's up, Sonny. Getting excited. You have to be careful at this stage, because unless you're like that can actually stack up if it ends up hitting the same opponent several times. Like I say, I'm only doing this quite quick because I know I can get away with it. I'm not like studying the board and things like that, trying to make the exact right move. But if you're a newer player, you certainly do have to. Oh, see, don't give them skull hits. But I have got the benefit of the summon. Is that going to actually do anything? See, they've got their Diamantina charged up. 160! Psh. Got barriers though. It's alright. The bomb troop isn't saying it's alright. They're saying, what the hell did you just do? Right, let's pay a little bit of attention to these last few moves, because it is important. We'll do that to get them out of the way. See, look at this. See, this is like this is when Underspire can be a little bit of a pain sometimes, because sometimes if you can use like a really powerful team, it's a walk in the park, and other times I sort of challenge myself to make it a bit more interesting by running a legendary only team, something like this with King Mikhail. What does this do? Explode a gem and rage a random ally for every purple gem destroyed. Create 6 skulls. No, I'm not going to create 6 skulls, which will probably help out the opposition. I'm not going to do that to give them a cheeky skull hit, even though I've got a barrier. I'll take that and get rid of some of these skulls at the bottom, even though I could have just whacked that other one, but I do need to think about getting rid of that Diamantina. Alright, so let's do this now. This is a good chance to... Oh, that was a bit risky actually on that wish gem. Actually charge up their Diamantina. Well, got to do this, haven't I, really? But, shall I do that? Go on, let's see if we can go in the Blades of Glory with a bit of risk. Bit of jeopardy at the same time. It's all over for Diamantina. Kabooshed out of it. There we go. Look, 40 diamonds, 100 Dragonite, and 2 orbs of minions. Another good use of your lantern, but it does depend upon what resources you need in the game as to what you need. Like orb of minions, you do actually sort of store them up slow but sure in the game anyway via the different rewards from different events and things like that. But you know, the same can be applied to different rewards in the game. So basically, you play the Underspire based on what you need, but do remember to spend your lanterns wisely. So, final boss dragon defeated, and we've gathered all those awesome rewards. But did anybody notice the mistake I made yesterday? This is now Sunday, the last day of Underspire, and I've done it with a day to spare. Mostly due to using the rule of 7 and 6 properly and a little bit of luck. But yesterday I did buy the 50 gem bundle of torches and the 100 gem bundle of torches, as you do throughout the early parts of Underspire, but there's no need to do it every single week, and you can actually end up buying more than what you actually need, which is exactly what I've done here. I've defeated that last boss, I've received the 7 free torches on Sunday morning, and I've now got 13, which is like, I don't need these anymore. I didn't need to buy that 100 gem bundle yesterday, which is a bit of a waste, but not entirely, because there's still something you can do with them. Now, if you press the R2 button on the PlayStation, you go to a quick move menu where you can actually zip around the map relatively quickly. And what you're looking for is these ones with a sword and shield. This signifies a sentinel troop, which means you can fight a sentinel, and if you defeat it and get really lucky, you may unlock that sentinel. If you press the circle button here, you then snap immediately to that room. Now, I have only done like a bunch of battles with these things, like and actually unlocked the sentinel, because I've still got 3 to find. There's 3 I've unlocked, I've still got 3 to find, but I'm pretty sure that the sentinel that's shown in the battle is the one you have a chance of unlocking. So what you want to do first, before you actually do that, especially if you're quite low on torches, is see which ones you still need to find. I still need to find the elemental sentinel, I still need to find the monstrous one, and still need to find the undead one. The way I remember this is I do a weird little thing in my head, and I use an anagram, like elemental E, monstrous M, undead U. Emu. I remember which ones I need by using the word emu. And now I can pop back to the Underspire. Let's go back in the Underspire. Go to that map, and we can see if we can find one that I need. Let's go to here, snap to it. Oop, wrong button. And it's a elemental sentinel. So what I can do now, I can fight this thing, and if I win and I defeat it, I've got a chance of picking up this elemental. So let's see what happens. So there we go. I saved you the pain of watching another battle, and we've unlocked the chest, picked up the basic rewards first, and do we get lucky? No, we got even more torches we don't need. Happy days. But they're still not entirely wasted. You can actually go around other rooms. Again, press the R2, and then we can see if we can find another one. Who is in this one? Let us have a look. The giant one. That's one of the ones I don't need. So again, I can go somewhere else. You don't always need to use that quick snap method. But yeah, as you can see, I've now got to the point where I've not unlocked any more sentinels, which I actually need. If I did get lucky and got another one, it would be a duplicate. So I don't really want duplicates. So what you can do instead now is actually explore some of those other paths which before were left unchecked, unexplored. So you can use your extra torches, go down these kind of paths, see where they lead, and they may lead to another sentinel room. And if you get a sentinel and you unlock it, you might find another one you actually need, which is very handy indeed. So again, let's just see what happens. So with my remaining torches I had spare, I've unlocked a bunch of the extra paths. dotted around the map that were previously unexplored. The idea is you're trying to find more sentinels, which you actually need, and I've found one here, so we can snap to that like that, and this is the undead one, so we can do this battle, because what's important as well is when you are using your spare torches to unlock the previously unexplored paths, do remember to actually save some torches. It's very easy to actually just get down to your last one or something, and then you've realised, oh my goodness, I've actually should have maybe kept one back, because I now need to actually use a torch, obviously, to do the battle itself. So I've only got like a handful left, so I'm going to make sure finish these guys off happily and easily enough. There you go. All done happily and easily. What is that? No idea, but I'm happy and it was easy. Come on, let's have a bit of luck. Well, we got another torch. So basically, what we can do, we can go back to where we were looking before. Which was over here somewhere. No, done that bit. Actually, the thing about the map, it's not very good for actually, you have to sort of guess where you were sometimes. It's like a bit poor for this. Is it over here? No. It's up here, look, here it is. But when you look at it on the map, it's just not clear where that is. So we've still got a couple of spare torches. Got 3 in fact, so as long as I've got 1 spare. If I did stumble across another sentinel room that I need, then all is good. So you can still actually use any excess torches which you had left over, but really, really important in the Underspire to remember that rule of 7 and 6. Save yourself a bunch of torches. That got a little bit aggressive, didn't it? There you go. That's how you deal with that little situation. And see if we get lucky on the upcoming path opening. Got 2 left, and we've only got 1 torch left now, and we've got a normal path going forward. So do remember to spend your extra torches if you've got these sentinel troops up here, and get the ones which you need, because there's plenty of these ones dotted around now, which is annoying, because it's the only ones I don't actually need. And you can press the L2 button there and check how many trinkets you've got as well, which I tend to never really use. So remember that rule of 7 and 6 for saving a bunch of gems. When you get to these goblin merchant areas, pretty much never buy the keystone. It's a complete waste. Don't bother with them at all, and best of luck in the Underspire. And remember as well, it does actually vary week to week how easy or hard it is to do, depending upon troop availability and restriction. And it's a really good source of guaranteed rewards. But there's a video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.